Hello everyone, Pace the Rail Fanning here. We're here at the Antoine Street Crossing here in Wyandotte, Michigan, 2026 Tour Remastered Edition. We're here at the Antoine Street Crossing here. Let's get on with the tour. For the first signal, we have a Siemens base, and here's the emergency information and the dot number for the CN Shoreline. The dot number is 867591C. And for the gate mechanism, we have a Siemens gate mechanism with the imprinted logo on it. This also features some Ricoh LED gate lights and a wing guard. And for the lights, we got two pairs of Satran 12x24-inch GE uniform LEDs sitting on a Satran light bracket. And for the bell, this has a Siemens low-pitch electronic bell. The old CN Shoreline singles got a rip and tear during the summer months of 2018. So these are the current signals that are currently here that replaced the old ones. So the old Shoreline gated signal used to have a Satran gate mechanism with 12x24-inch incandescent lights and a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell before it got torn out during the summer months of 2018. And also worth mentioning, the secondary lights here at Antoine Street are also wired incorrectly, like the 2018 install. So the secondary lights, those stay on until the gates go all the way up and the signal's completely shut off. That is incorrect. You only see the incorrect wiring if there's a train on the shoreline. So yeah. Now let's move on to signal number 2, which is the Conrail Share Assets signals. This has a Satran base, and here's the emergency information and the dot number. The dot number is 511639S. There's a stop and right signal sign. There's also an older sticker tag here. And for the lights, we got one pair of Satran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs and 12x20-inch dialight LEDs, both sitting on a Satran light bracket. And for the bell, this is a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell. This is a pre-2016 install. 2016 install. These were here before 2016. So yeah, these have been here for a while. So yeah, before that, it used to have the older signals with 8-inch incandescent lights and 2 mechanical bells and 2 General Signals E-bells, I believe, before they got torn out in the early 2010s, as far as what I know. And here is signal number 3. This has another Satran base. Here's a sticker tag, no blue tag, because this is an inner signal. And for the lights, we've got two pairs of Satran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on a Satran light bracket. And for the bell, we have another General Signals Type 2 electronic bell. And now let's move on to the CN Flat Rock sub, which is, these two signals are the only original signals that left up this crossing. Everything else is pretty much newer. And for signal number 4, which has a WRS base, and here's the emergency information of the dot number for the CN Flat Rock sub. The dot number is 258090S. And also there is an older Duran Truck Western dot tag right below the light bracket arm. And for the lights, we got two pairs of Satran 12x24-inch GE uniform LEDs sitting on a Satran light bracket, replacing some 12x20-inch Western Colin Hayes incandescent lights sometime in 2020, I believe. And for the bell, this has a high-pitched Siemens electronic bell, replacing a General Signals Type 2 bell in the past in 2021. And this is one of the first crossings in the downriver area to get a high-pitched Siemens bell. So now we're gonna move on to the CN Flat Rock gated signal. And one thing worth mentioning about light wiring, the Flat Rock secondary lights, they're still wired correctly, but the secondary lights, they're off sync of each other from the primary lights. You only see that if there's a train on the Flat Rock sub. So now moving on to the Flat Rock gated signal, which has a Satran base. And here's the emergency information of blue tag once again. And for the gate mechanism, we have a 1970s generation Satran gate mechanism with Ricoh LED gate lights, no wing guard on this thing, which replaced some Ricoh incandescent lights all in 2022. older fiberglass gate. And for the bell, this has a low pitch Siemens electronic bell replacing a General Singles Type 2 bell in 2025. GCR Productions was one of the first rail YouTubers to confirm this, and I later confirmed it last summer. And before the General Singles Type 2 bell, it was a Western Cullen Hayes mechanical bell back in 2008 when Rich Owens was here back in 08. So yeah, so now let's move on to signal number 6, which is on the middle tracks again. This has a Satran base, and here's the emergency information. Once again, you can tell that the dot number is starting to fade off, which is not good. Probably UV damage from the sun, most likely. And for the lights, we got 2 pairs of Satran 12 by 24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on a Satran light bracket. And for the bell, we have another General Singles Type 2 electronic bell. Now we'll move on to signal number 7. Number 7, we have another Satran base. Here's a sticker tag, no blue tag because it's an inner signal. And for the lights, we got 2 pairs of Satran 12 by 24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on a Satran light bracket, and another General Signals Type 2 electronic bell. One thing worth mentioning about the middle flashers, they are wired incorrectly, just like most of the crossings in this area. The only crossings that still have their middle flashers wired properly is Ford Avenue, Harrison Avenue in Trenton, Mill Street and Ecorse, and Visker Road. Those are the only few crossings that have the middle flashers wired correctly, which doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me to my fellow downriver rail fans and myself, so that doesn't surprise me. Now let's move on to the CN Shoreline mast signal, which has a refurbished older Satran base. And here's the emergency information once again. And for the lights, we got 2 pairs of Satran 12 by 24-inch GE uniform LEDs sitting on a Satran light bracket. And for the bell, this has a Siemens low-pitch electronic bell. This bell only rings if there's a train on the shoreline. Whenever the back lights are on the gated signal or the front lights are on the mast signal. Otherwise, if there's a train on the middle tracks or the flat rock stuff, only the rear lights flash on this signal. The bells are pretty much similar to like Vinewood Ave. Like the flat rock side, the bell layout's like exactly the same as Vinewood Avenue. The only difference here, Antoine Street, we have GS Type 2, so the middle flashers, where the Shoreline mast has a low-pitch Siemens bells. Those are the only differences. Here is the relay case for the CN Shoreline. That was installed in 2018. There's the relay case over there with that truck over there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more rail fanning videos, so stay tuned guys. This is Pacer Rail Fanning, signing off.